Hello world, I'm Doris Hall James and welcome to the Indie Show. The Indie Show is a platform to for musical talents and gifts to promote all the artists that were hidden and now we're bringing them out who have played for the big top stars. We want to feature them on our show. This evening we're featuring Chuck Basemore. Chuck Basemore? The spotlight is on you. How are you?
I'm doing fine, and thank you for having me.
Okay, and thank you for coming to the show.
It's my pleasure.
Okay? As we were talking before we got on the set, and you and I kind of traveled some of the same places, and we must have seen each other somewhere. That's when we talked about Loretta Hi-Hat.
That's
I was
right.
there for a long time.
Latin Casino.
Yeah, the Latin
and
Casino. Alan Rubens and Steve Bernstein, all those fellas at WMOT.
Back in the day,
Yeah.
that's right.
So it's good to catch up with you again. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, now let's talk about, I want to start off by asking you about John Todd Basemore.
That's my real name. John Todd Basemore Jr. is my birth name. When I was a kid, my mom called me Chubby, and then they changed it to Chucky.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yep, exactly what happened. Then people started calling me Chuck. All the kids in the neighborhood called me Chuck and Chucky. So that's how I got my name, Chuck Basemore.
Okay, and
So
you
I
decided
kept that.
You kept that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you went to Overbrook?
I went to Overbrook High School, and before Overbrook High School, I went to what's that? George Brooks Elementary, 52nd and Hanford
I
Avenue.
don't remember that one, George Brooks.
Yeah,
52nd
George
Ave?
Brooks Elementary School. It's not there no more.
Okay.
57th and Hanford Avenue. Yeah, and
Hmm.
also Shoemaker Junior High.
Shoemaker, we know about Shoemaker.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep. And I went
Okay.
to Overbrook High School.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where I graduated from.
From Overbrook.
Uh-huh.
And when you were in Overbrook, did you play any instruments at that time?
Yes, I did. I used to play. In the band.
Mm-hmm.
I played snare drum in the band,
Mm-hmm.
and in the orchestra, I used to play snare drum and plus the timpanis.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I used to do
Okay.
in high school, and
then you chose which instrument you wanted to play. Is that how you did it?
I started playing drums when I was like very, very young. I was probably
okay.
like about 4 or 5.
And you knew that's what you wanted to play at that time?
That's right, because I used
Okay.
I used to bang around. Remember the Quaker Oak boxes, like the
Yeah,
oatmeal
the
boxes?
Yeah.
I used to bang on those all the time, running my parents crazy.
Okay.
And my Uncle Bob came up to me and says, "You got rhythm. You're going to be a drummer." And I just kept banging around, and when I went to George Brooks elementary school, I had a chance to met Mr. Chance, and Mr. Chance gave me a chance to give me my first drumsticks, and I started playing off from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you perform and you arrange. You're a composer.
I'm not a composer,
Okay.
but I perform, and then I can arrange, and I do write.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. You're awesome, and so you're a songwriter.
Yes.
Do you sing?
Very little. I can sing falsetto.
You can sing falsetto. Have you
Yeah.
sung anything on any of the recordings that other people that you've
No.
worked with? No.
No.
Okay, but you can sing it, right?
Oh, yes, I have. Oh,
Yeah, okay,
come to
come
think
on.
about it,
Okay.
yes, I have sang falsetto. It was a group called Africano.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And we recorded that down at Sigma Sounds Studios, 212 North 12th Street in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And what was the name of that song? Sad Affectorize Your Mind.
Okay.
Yeah, you probably can go on the internet and pull it
And
up.
pull it up.
But that's like really long time
But
ago.
that's good,
And I'm the
though.
one that's singing the falsetto on there. Yes. So I just sing on that record. Yeah.
Okay. So now, how do you feel? Because before we get into who you played with, you played for so many people. How do you feel having played for all of these many people? You played for the Delphonics. I'm going to read it.
I started
Yeah.
off with the Delphonics.
The Delphonics.
Like
You
in
started off.
1967 and 68, yes.
So when did you play for the Vibrations? So you
All
at
right.
the Uptown. Remember the
Af-
Vibrations at the Uptown?
Oh yeah, I was the vibration at the Uptown.
Uh-huh.
After I left the Delphonics, and that's when I became a freelance drummer.
Okay.
And I didn't want to play behind just one steady group. I wanted to play behind everybody because I was getting calls from everybody.
Yeah.
And by you getting calls from everybody, you're turning down a lot of good gigs too.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because I'm playing with this group
Mm-hmm.
and I'm giving away money from the other groups or other artists.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, if I become a freelance drummer, whoever calls, I'm going to go. And that's what I did.
And that's what you did.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you stayed on the road most of the time.
I stayed on the road all the time. Yes.
Okay. Now you did the Vibrations, the Times.
The Times, yeah.
Okay.
They had that record called You Little Trust Maker back in the day. Yeah. That was the Times. And who else?
And,
I
okay,
think you got
so
the
let's
list there
read,
because
let's read.
there's so many of them.
The 3 Degrees.
Yeah, the 3 Degrees. Matter of fact, Bobby Eli got me that gig.
Okay.
You remember Bobby Eli?
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember about it.
Bobby Eli is the one that got me the 3 Degrees. And I remember the manager, Richard Barrett.
Oh, Richard.
Yeah, Richard Barrett.
Mhm.
And and we both been going to Japan. And I remember Richard came down to me and says, "We going to Japan." I said, "I don't have a passport." So Richard says, "I'll get you a passport." Richard got me a passport in 4 days. I don't know how he did it, but he got me a
Richard Barrett,
passport
yeah.
in 4 days. He told me to take a picture, and the next thing you know, I had a passport. Yeah.
So you did, so the 3 Degrees, then Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes.
Yeah, I was with them off and on. I can't think of the drummer's name, but Dennis. I was working with Dennis and Sugar Bear then. Like they was
Okay.
like in and out of the studio, and they was helping different artists like for the roads, and they called me for the gigs. Yeah,
Okay.
like for off and on.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then the Futures.
Oh, the Futures. I love those guys.
Oh, okay.
Oh
I
my
hit someone
God!
you really love,
I stayed
right?
with them for a while.
Okay.
Because I said, these guys going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
These guys sound like the Tips,
Yeah.
and but some reason they must have had a wrong promoter or wrong management or something, because they should have made it larger than what they really were.
Yeah.
But the time when we was on the road, it was all fun. It was all fun, and these brothers, they can sing.
Isn't that? Do
Yeah,
you
James,
ever talk
John,
to them now at all? You talk to them?
I haven't seen James. I haven't seen John. I seen Harry because Harry left, and then later on I saw Harry with the Temps, and then I notified him, and then
Okay.
he called me up, and I came down to see the Temp show, and me and Harry talked about the old days, us being on the
okay.
road, and I'm glad that he made it with the Temptations.
Yes.
You know, yep, and then he passed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then you went on with Barbara Mason.
Oh, Barbara Mason. I remember
Barbara
Jim.
Mason.
Yeah. We were on the road with Barbara Mason, and see, I was playing behind Barbara Mason, and who else was on the? We was on a tour bus. It was Jimmy Bishop, I think, back in those days.
Yeah.
Jimmy Bishop, he was with us on the tour bus, and it was Barbara Mason, and who else? It's been so long, I
I
can't
know it
remember
has.
who I was with then back in those
That's
days
some
on
good
the bus.
stuff, though. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a you
But
know,
if you ever talk to Barbara Mason, she'll tell you about it.
Barbara
Yeah,
Mason.
Yeah, yeah.
Patti
Jim-
LaBelle.
Yeah, I was on the road with Patty. Yeah, and I started with them when it was called Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells.
Okay.
Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
yeah,
I
it was
remember.
Sarah Dash, Nona Hendricks, and Patty. Yep. Yeah, and we had good times on the road too. Yeah, so I was with them off and on too, because just like I said, I was a freelance drummer.
Mm.
Yep.
Well, now I want to ask you this. Now, you were traveling so much. Did you have a family?
You know
how
what?
did you maintain that?
I regret that now
Mm-hmm.
because I started off when I was like about 17, okay?
Okay.
And I got married when I was 20.
Okay.
I wasn't even 21. And my kids came along later, Tanika and Trudy. And I was always on the road, so I didn't really see them growing up.
Okay.
You know, that's the only thing what I regret.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you're young like that, all you want to do is just have fun, go on the road, and try to become a star.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I understand.
And that's all you think about.
Yeah.
But as you get older, just like I am now, like now I'm 70, And I look back on things, and then I says, you know what? I miss my family that when them growing up. That's why I got remarried now.
Okay.
And I'm staying
Okay.
home with my family.
Okay.
I'm making sure of that.
Okay.
You know, not because I'm 70, but I'm just staying home with my family. And I told my wife I was supposed to be putting out a CD out this year,
Okay.
but I had health issues from the prostate cancer. So I'm waiting to see how that goes this year. If everything goes great, next year I'm putting my CD out.
All right. And so you're going to put that CD out
I'm gonna
next
put that,
year because
I'm gonna
everything
put that
is
CD
going to go
out.
great.
Yeah, I hope so.
He was talking about the kids. You have a 3-year-old
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
baby
he has a little 3-year-old.
at
A
7.
3-year-old, yes, I do.
Yes.
And her name is Cassandra. Yep, Cassandra. That's right.
And I have little kids, and they're, 7 and 8. Little
And
kids.
I have 2 stepdaughters too, Kai Kai and Ping Tong.
Okay.
Yeah, see, my wife is she's Filipino,
Okay.
so I got to use those names.
All right,
So,
that's okay.
Yeah, Kai Kai and Ping Tong. So if they're listening, Daddy's talking about you. Okay.
Okay, now back to, it was Gloria Jones. You worked with Gloria Jones.
Yeah, Gloria Jones.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gloria Jones, yeah. Oh, boy, you talking about when I was in California. See, Gloria Jones was a writer for Capitol Records.
Okay.
And I used to do some things for Gloria Jones. She used to write and call me into the studio. And whatever movies comes out or whatever songs comes out, I was a drummer on that. So, and she liked my style. And that's what I
Okay.
did for Gloria Jones.
Now, when I was looking up some things about you, I saw that you played with the Weather Report. Weather Report?
Yes, I did. Alfonso Johnson got me that gig. He's from Philadelphia. He got me that gig, and I was working with Weather Report. And at that time I was working with Weather Report, I was having marriage problems too. Just like I
Okay.
talked to you earlier about that. You know, and that kind of interfered with
Okay.
my plan.
Right.
And so I'm honored that Weather Report listed me on their Wikipedia as one of their past members.
Okay. Blue Magic?
Oh, Blue Magic. Ted Mills and Vernon Ronald and Wendell and all those guys.
Yes.
Those are my brothers.
Yes.
Yes. We had a lot of fun on the road. And if you ever have those guys that come in and you ever talk to them, they can tell you what I used to do on stage. That when they be singing and the band they be playing, I used to play the drums, and I used to see a pretty girl out there. I used to hit the cymbal and point the stick.
Oh.
And they remember that. That's all they talk about. Every time I see them, that's what they talk about. He says, I remember you when you used to hit that cymbal and you see a pretty girl out there. You used to hit that cymbal and point the stick. I was single then, so
Okay.
I didn't mind doing that. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you had some good times
I had,
on that road,
I'm going to tell
right?
you, I had some good times on the
yeah.
road. But I hear people saying, when you go on the road, you get tired of the road. I never get tired of the road. Never, ever. I mean, I love the road. I just love the road. I love going to places where people haven't been.
Yeah, you travel, do a lot of traveling, go to different places.
Going everywhere,
all
out the
time.
country, in the country, you know, everywhere. Just enjoying, you know, and just do the right thing. Just
Different
stay away
cultures.
from all the drugs and drinking, you know, and just have fun.
Now, how about Major Harris?
Major Harris, yes. He called me when they had that record called Love Won't Let Me Wait.
Oh, that was the record.
Yeah, matter of fact,
Yes.
I was his music director.
Okay.
Yeah, a drummer usually is not a music director, but Major liked me, you know, and so he called me and says like, I want you to direct the band for me. I said sure, you know. So I'm trying to think who was with me then. I don't know. It was Alfie Powlett.
Alfie's been with everybody too.
Alfie plays behind everybody too, you know. So I'm not sure, but I think it was like Kent Grantham and Sammy Jones. Yeah, I got them the gig behind Major. I think, you know, it's been so long who the people I've been playing for. I forgot who the musicians are because you
It's
play
been
with
a
so many
long time,
people,
yeah.
like you might get the names mixed up.
And then you played with Eddie Kendricks and David
Oh yeah,
Ruffin.
yeah. David got me the gig when, just like when I was talking to you earlier. They used to have a place called Convention Hall in Philadelphia downtown.
Yeah.
And David, I guess his manager called me, or David called me, and says, "Hey, we need a drummer for tomorrow night So can you help me out? So I said, yeah, I can help you out. So I looked at the chart, you know, and by me working in the studio, you know, long time ago, like in the early 69 and 68 and 67 and 70s, and then after that, Earl Young came over and took everything over. Him, Norman Harris, and Ronnie Baker. Okay. But they knew that I could read charts. And I read those charts just like no rehearsal, nothing, and just went on stage and kicked it out.
So Chuck, did you go to school for this?
Yes, I did.
You did go to school.
I started, and just like I said earlier, in elementary school. I learned how to read. Matter of fact, the first book I got was called Elementary Methods. It was showing you how to read the quarter notes, the half note, the eighth notes, the whole notes, and it shows you the paradiddles and the radimacues, and then you start learning all the rudiments. The drum rudiments, and after you learn all the drum rudiments, and you keep up on your reading, and then it comes easy. And then I got to another book. I was reading a trap set book, a drum set book that shows you the tom-toms, the snare, the hi-hat, the bass drum, the floor tom-tom. And so when you start reading all that, that'll start coming natural too.
Okay.
That's what come out with getting so many gigs.
Yeah.
Because I was reading charts.
You could read the charts.
And they wanted somebody that's going to come in there and play this stuff out and not keep rehearsing. They want somebody to come in there and says, hey, play this stuff.
They give it to you,
and,
you can play.
And I got paid. And got paid good, too.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And then you were with the Nat Turner Rebellion?
Oh, Nat Turner's Rebellion. Remember him? Joe Jefferson. He was the writers, Joe Jefferson? No, he was the writers for the Spinners.
Okay.
And a lot of other people from WMOT Productions. No, not WMOT. From, was that Earl Young and those guys? Was that down in Sidman Sounds? He wrote for everybody, Joe Jefferson's. Like, if you look on a whole bunch of records, you see Joe Jefferson on there for the Spinners and so many other people, too. It's been so long now, but Joe, he had his own group called Nat Turner's Rebellions. Okay. And we were something almost like Sly and the Family Stones. We was like ahead of his time.
Okay.
Like we were funk, and we were like, we're kind of clothes, all except me. Everybody wore clothes, but no, I had to be different. I had to wear a suit.
Oh, okay.
I wore a suit with a tie. Everybody else got bell bottoms and beads and the hair, or whatever, and the headbands and stuff. They called me the hippie Undertaker because I was clean all the time. Yeah.
Okay, and then you went on with. Now tell me about Kelly Simone.
Oh, Kelly Simone. That's the last tour I was on. That's Nina Simone's daughter.
Oh, okay.
Nina Simone.
Yes.
And, yep.
Yes.
And I went on tour with her, and I went to a lot of places with her. And today she's still doing shows, and plus she does plays and Broadway and all this other stuff. But she was fun to be with on the road, too. Matter of fact, who got me that gig was my friend Benny Sims. Okay, he was one of the bass players that plays behind Pieces of a Dream.
And it's one I forgot, so I'm going to go back and ask you about the Stylistics.
The Stylistics was often on I think Carlos was the drummer.
And Carlos
after I left.
Okay.
Yeah, Carlos came in as a steady drummer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you played with all these many people. What are some of the performances that you really enjoyed? I mean, out of all these, can you choose a couple?
Out of all the ones that I really enjoy, I enjoy the Delphonics.
Okay.
That's the main one.
All right.
Because those brothers are the ones that they started my career.
Yeah. Okay.
And I give all my love to Wilbert and Poogie and Randy. And the second one I like is, would you believe it, Barbara Mason.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And yep.
And Tina Wu, was it Tina Wu?
Yeah, Tina plays with her now.
Yeah, because Tina Wu's with her.
Yeah, because she's supposed to be in California with them coming up. I think at the Greek Theater.
Hey Tina. Okay.
Yeah, hi Tina. How you doing?
Okay.
That's my girl. Yeah. Tina Wu's my girl. And and see Barbara Mason, the Delphonics, and the Futures, and Blue Magic.
Oh, Blue Magic. Okay.
Yeah,
Mills,
all those big hits, and Major Harris. I can keep going on and on, but we'd be all night.
It was fun on the road. I see. It was fun on the road, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let's go to Facebook a minute and say hi to all these people that's here.
Okay.
Okay? Let's go and let's start up here. Now, you want to read it or do you want me to do it? You can.
No, you can.
I can do it?
I don't have my glasses on. I mean, I
Okay.
got my dark glasses on, but
Okay.
but these are the glasses over here. But
Okay.
you can read it though.
Okay. Harfez, thanks for joining in. We were just talking about Jimmy Williams.
There you go. That's my
Jimmy
boy.
Williams. We was just
Jimmy
talking-
Williams, you got to
just
call me
talking
for that
about-
studios, man. Because I heard you and
Jimmy
Dennis is doing something.
Yes, Jimmy Williams. Okay. And Jeff Washington. Hi,
Oh, Jeff Washington
Yes.
is my boy on guitar.
Yes,
I
he
remember
was
playing
here.
at the what was that called? The Valley Forge, and Jeff Washington sat in with us. Awesome guitar player.
Okay, he was on a show. He's really good. Okay, and then we went to Harfez is saying, hi Doris, watching. Hello to you and your guests. Very impressed at this, at all the accomplishments. Keep the music alive. God bless.
All right.
Thank
Thank you, my
Harfez.
brother.
Benny Barksdale.
Oh, the
said-
sax player. Yes,
he
yes,
said
yes,
hi,
yes.
Chuck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, he's going to be on my CD too.
Is he?
Yes,
Oh,
he is.
okay.
That's right,
okay.
Benny. Look out.
Benny.
That's right, next year.
Okay.
I couldn't do it this year because of the health issues.
Okay, and Jimmy Williams is saying, "How Doris? How are you? Hey, what's up, Chuck Basemore?"
That's right. That's my boy. We were just talking about you earlier.
Yes. And then we have Kevin Young. Hello, Kevin.
Oh, Kevin Young.
Yes.
That's my boy from back in the day. He got an
Kevin
awesome
Young.
studio. That's right.
All right, we have to get there and see his studio. He's here in Philly.
Um,
Kevin,
I
are
think his
you here in
studio
Philly?
is somewhere in Phoenixville, somewhere outside
Oh,
Phoenixville.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Welcome, Kevin. Ron Taylor. Hello. How are you?
Oh, Ron Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah, my boy.
Jessica. Hi, Jess. Jessica Lorraine Stanley.
All
Hi,
right.
Jess.
How you doing?
And Ron Taylor is saying, hi, Doris, and hey, Chuck.
Oh, yeah.
Jessica is saying, hi, guys. I am in the house. Good evening.
I hear you.
Viola is here. That's my next door neighbor. Thanks, Viola, for always supporting me. Benny Barksdale Jr., you both are looking great. Chuck, how are you, my friend?
You know how it is.
Oh, now Jessica's asking me, is Jimmy Bishop still alive? Anyone know? I don't know.
I don't know about that
We
one.
don't know. Pamela Renee Smith joined.
Oh, Renee, yes.
Okay. And Shirley Lights. Hi, Shirley. How are you? Okay. And hey, Pam.
Oh,
Pam.
yeah.
Willie Otis joined. Hi, Willie.
Okay.
And Shirley Lights is saying, nice show as always, Doris. Keep bringing the guests on. Very informative and inspiring. Yes, they are. Okay. And Harfez is saying, I like Chuck. He has jokes. You haven't heard anything yet, huh? Willie Robinson, thanks for joining in. Hello to you. Joanne Basemore.
That's my wife.
Hi,
She's
Joanne.
looking at, and I know my
Yes.
kids are looking too.
Yes. She's doing a great job here. Leland, Darnell Porter, great interview. Hey, Chuck and Doris, very informative.
All
Okay,
right.
hi, Leland. Benny's back. Hey, Chuck. Hope to do some projects with you real soon. Yeah, he just said you were.
Next year, that's right.
Okay. And his wife, Fran, sends her love. Kevin Young. Nice, Chuck Basemore.
Phoenixville.
Where do you see that? I don't see it.
No, keep going.
Oh, Kevin Young, much love. Pamela Renee Smith. Hey, Chuck.
Oh,
you look great.
yeah. Pamela's the one
Yeah.
that sang Happy Birthday
Yeah.
at my party.
Oh,
That's
Pam.
right. That's my girl.
Yeah. Pam Renee Smith. I thought you would say Patty. What is that? She said, I thought you would say Patty. Okay. Kevin Young, hello. Kevin Young, great drummer. Awesome, Kevin. Then we go down to Kevin Young saying, a great show. I love it. Matt Green, Hi, Matt.
All right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Young from Phoenixville.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No, Kevin was saying when you were asking about something in Phoenixville, somebody's studio.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why he told you. Yep.
That's what he was telling us where it was.
Awesome
Okay.
studio.
Yeah.
And I played in this studio a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay. And Matt Green, hi Doris, Gil, and Chuck. Thank you guys for joining in with us tonight. Thank you.
Wow, got a lot of people. That's
yeah,
good.
that's a lot. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right.
Okay. Okay, so let's go back and let's talk. Now, did you come from, I always ask this question, a musical family?
My dad, what he used to do when I was a kid, I never forget it. Every month, he'll come downstairs with a harmonica and play it.
Okay.
But during every day, he just goes back and forth to work. But I know when the end of the month comes, I hear him upstairs. He comes right back downstairs, got the harmonica, playing blues.
Playing blues.
That's right. My dad, he has some chops.
Now,
Oh, and also my my dad's cousin was married, and I call him my Aunt Deanie. Her brother was Philly Joe Jones, the jazz drummer.
okay.
Yeah, so he's pretty well known. He was on the drum magazine too, Modern Drummer.
Well, you played for so many people and you did a lot of traveling. How did you have time in your schedule to do any writing or anything? How did you do? You were constantly on the road, right?
Yes, and that's
So
when it
how
stopped.
did you do?
That's when I
that's
stopped
when
writing.
It stopped.
I was writing when I was younger,
Okay.
like about 22 or 23.
Mm-hmm.
And when the road life started coming as a freelance drummer, all that stopped because I was focusing on playing behind anybody that who calls me, and then everybody called me anyway. So I was focusing on just making people happy
Yes. So
and making myself happy too.
so your main passion was on that road.
That's right.
That was on that road.
Just being on the road, playing my drums, traveling, seeing the world.
Mm. Okay. And now I want to ask you about your upcoming CD that you said that you were going to ask Benny to play on.
Yes.
Okay. Now, are you going to have time to work on that? Are you still on the
Yes.
road?
That's the reason why I'm home with my wife and kids now.
Okay,
Just
okay.
like I said earlier.
Okay.
I says, I'm not doing that again, being
Okay.
away. But when the CD comes out, I'm going to make sure that if that time does come and I go on the road, I'm going to still spend some time with my family. And if I'm away for a while, I'm going to make sure that my family comes down to see me. If it's summertime, be with me. You know,
Okay.
I'll have the promoter or producer to have my family there with me, and during the school time, my kids back in school, they can come on weekends.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and see me when that time comes. But we'll wait and see how that goes.
Well, at least you have a plan.
I have a plan
You
to
have
be
a
with my
plan.
family. That's really important to me now. Right, because I missed out on my other kids.
Yeah. But you're still in touch with them, with your kids, your other kids.
Yes.
You're still in touch with them. Okay. Now, do you have a studio in?
No, I don't have a
don't have a
studio.
studio?
No, I don't. No, I don't have a studio because everybody I know has studios. So why should I get one?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
They always call me, so I just go to their house and I just lay it down right at the studio.
What were some of your challenges as far as being on the road? I know it was the family. What other challenges were there on the road?
I can take that two ways when you said the challenges from being on the road. The challenges is like what I think of is I try to be a step ahead of everything.
Okay.
Challenges on like R&B. I keep my pocket in the R&B. My challenges on the blues. I try to keep my pocket on the blues, and my challenges on fusion. I really got to study that because
okay.
during fusion you got to lock in because people improvise, and when you improvise you lock in with the musicians on what they plan, and then everybody has different drum solos or guitar solos or piano solos, but it's a time when to do that, You don't try to shine and try to outplay everybody. You just
Yeah.
lock in.
Yeah.
Lock in with everybody.
Stay in the pocket.
Those are the kind of challenges I like, from being on the road, And I even did a classical by me being in high school, playing the timpanis and snare. I do classical too. So I'm just like all around musician.
Yeah, and do you have a favorite besides Chuck Basemore? Do you have a favorite drummer?
A favorite drummer? Yes. Billy Cobham. That's easy.
Billy Cobham? Yes. Mm-hmm.
Billy Cobham is my man.
Let's give him a...
Yeah, Billy Cobham. And, let's see, and just like I said, it's like my dad's cousin's brother, Philly Joe Jones. Yeah.
Right.
So he's well known too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
in the jazz field.
We talked before the set, but who were some of the drummers that inspired you?
Rock drummer Carmen Appleseed.
Okay.
Okay. Jazz drummers. I just said just like Billy Cobham. And the R&B drummers are like Lenny White. Okay. And see who else. And blues drummers. I like Tony Lewis. He's my friend from out in New York. I wasn't sure if he was the same drummer on the Mike Douglas show. I had to look back, but I know he played on a couple shows on TV that I seen him back in the day. And when I met him up in New York, we became buddies.
Okay.
Yeah, Tony.
Okay.
So he's one of my favorite drummers too. He's versatile, just like myself. So I like him a lot too. And see who else.
What would you think about old drummers like Buddy Rich and Buddy Miles?
Oh, Buddy Miles.
I started to bring that up.
Okay.
I met Buddy Rich on the plane when I was with the Epsilons. I was talking about that earlier.
Yes.
It was Toodles and they Toodles and Gene. They had a record called Ain't No Stopping This Now. But they used to have a group back in the day called the Epsilons, and I was on the plane going to Nova Scotia, Canada. Guess who's on the plane? Buddy Rich. Of all people on the plane, Buddy Rich. I'm in there practicing my rudiments.
Yeah.
Just practicing my rudiments. Like just the rudiments, right? Buddy Rich come walking over me, right beside me, and says, "Hey, how you doing?" I says, "Oh wow, Buddy Rich, how you doing?" He says, "So I see you trying to play drums," and then I said, "Trying to play drums."
Yeah.
I said, so he gave me an insult, but he also lifted my spirit up to make me practice more too. So Buddy Rich is one of my guys too, but he was kind of arrogant too, but he's but that's Buddy Rich, and Gene Cooper.
Gene Cooper.
All right.
Yeah, Gene Cooper. Yeah, all those guys, Buddy Rich and Gene Coopers, and
It's big band era.
that's it. Yeah.
Well, now you had. I'm looking at this, and I want to get to the part where you've. What was your first recording
Oh.
that you did in the studio?
I can remember that.
Can you remember
very well,
Okay.
very very well.
Okay.
I was with the Delphonics. Okay. And Stan the Man was a manager for the Delphonics. Okay. I played on none of the Delphonics records, but Earl Young played on all those records. Stan the Man was a manager, but he managed other groups other than the Delphonics. And I remember going to the studio.
Stan
It was
the
me
Man.
and Dennis Harris.
Dennis
And I think
Harris.
Ronnie Baker and Roland Chambers or
Yeah.
somebody then back in those days, we was doing a recording for one of Stan's groups. And so we did a couple of recordings for their groups. I have no idea what's the name of the groups though, but it was like a long time ago. And that's the first time I went into the studio, and I never forget that. Stan the Man took me into the studio. Yep. That was probably back there in 1960, 67 or 68. It was that long ago.
Now you've been on, and I have that Atlantic. It's Atlantic Records, Capitol.
I I worked with artists from that record.
artists,
Yeah,
okay.
artists that was recording from Atlantic Records and Capitals
Capital,
or whatever. Yeah.
Future Gold Sound.
Oh, Future Gold. I played that. Yeah, I
Okay.
remember playing it at Future Gold. I think if Future Gold, when I was playing, I was doing gospel albums because we did the gospel album for the Nightingales, the Fabulous Nightingales. Matter of fact, Gerald Veazey, him and I was the main guys that was playing on all those gospel albums. And
Okay.
and if you have him on the show, then he'll
Yeah.
explain that to you
I'm
too.
trying to get him. I've
Yeah,
got
yeah,
messages
yeah.
out
Gerald
to get
Veazey.
him.
Well, he's
Yeah,
still
he was the
playing
bass
a lot.
player, and I was the main drummer, and Gerald was the main bass player. So we was the two playing on all those gospel albums back in the day.
Ah, and then Philly
He's coming out
International.
of Sharon Baptist right now, I think.
Pardon me?
I think he's coming out of Sharon Baptist Church, playing
Uh,
Gerald Beasley.
yeah, I'm not sure. I
Mhm.
think it's. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that because see, I'm up in Easton now, so I'm not
maybe
in
he
Philadelphia.
is. Maybe he is.
And I remember doing some things down at Sitman Sounds before Earl came in. Norman Harris used to call me up. I was living in Valley, Pennsylvania then at that time, and the phone rang about 5:30 or 6 o'clock, and he says, "Hey, we got a session tonight," because he says, Norman Harris, he says, when you do night sessions, it's always a hit,
Okay,
So he used
okay.
to call me on
Yeah.
a lot of sessions down there. Down in Sidma, it was him and Ronnie Baker before Earl Young came into the picture, and then after that, I went on the road and Earl came over and took over. So Earl did the studio and I did the road.
Well, how do you still study? I mean, that may be a silly question, but how often do you practice? You
To tell you the
slowing
truth,
down, but you don't.
I don't even practice at all.
You don't practice at all anymore.
I don't practice at all because I should, but when I get on the drums, I surprise myself. I mean, when I'm going and get out there on the stage, I don't have to think of what I'm playing. It just comes natural. So like if I want to play something or else like if I want to do a drum solo, it just comes natural. And I used to practice.
Right.
But I hear stuff inside my head. It just comes
And
natural.
you're so experienced now. But let's say somebody who's planning to, or wanting to become a drummer, they should practice, right?
They don't do that no more.
They don't practice any. They just hit the gig.
What
and hit
they
the-
do
What
is
do they do?
What they do is they send me an email of this show. I look at this show, and if they send me a chart, just like what Kelly Simone did, they sent me the charts, and they send me like a show. I look at the show and then look at the charts, and then I improvise and I watch them on stage, and then we
Okay.
see them at sound check, and that's it.
Well, I'm talking about if someone wants to become a drummer who doesn't know anything about becoming a drummer.
Okay.
And so
They should
pick
practice then.
They should practice, right?
They should practice.
until they get to the point where they.
They should practice. The main thing is practicing your rudiments because the
Okay.
rudiment tells a lot about a drummer. When you practice your rudiments, everything else will come natural. There's a lot of drummers out there who I see listen to now never took lessons, and they can play. They sound good. And they never took lessons, and they don't know no rudiments, but they too fast. I mean, everything is fast, fast, fast. Like fast. They're not locking it. When you lock it, when it's time to shine, you shine. When it's time to lock, you lock. That's it. Just lock in with the musicians. Don't try to overpower everybody and say like, "Hey, look at me."
Right.
It's not about that. That's what I notice now. When I be going to concerts and stuff, I see these drummers. I say, "Man, they sound good, but he's playing too much." You got to lock. You got to lock. When time for your time to shine, you shine. Then you get noticed. I mean, you're still gonna get noticed anyway by playing too much.
Okay. All right, let's go back and let's say the highs to some more. Okay, let's go and look at, let me see, where did I stop? You want to give a shout out to anyone? You all right?
I'm gonna say a shout out to everybody there who's writing on Facebook.
Okay.
I love you all,
I think Sandy
and thank you for tuning
joined.
in.
Hi, Sandy. How are you? I've seen Billy Cobb many times. He was a bad drummer. That's what Sandy said. And Sandy Sykes says Marcus Miller is a good drummer too.
No, his drummer.
Marcus Miller, drummer.
Right.
Okay.
There's a lot of drummers out there.
Okay.
And a lot of drummers out there that follow me, which is nice too.
Yeah.
And I give them a lot of respect.
Yep. They follow you.
Yeah.
Now I want to, Gilbert, I want to talk about Winston Gay's show. So can you give me a minute? Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Now I have. You ready?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Let's
We can wait. We can talk while Gilbert's putting it together. Okay. When you're playing on the different CDs, let's say you're recording, what identifies you? How do we know it's you? Is it a style? Is it what?
By my style.
By your
I got
style.
a heavy foot.
A heavy sound.
Yeah, that's why they call me heavy sound. Heavy sound Chuck Basemore. I got a heavy foot, and I'm a lock drummer. I'm very clean.
Mm-hmm.
And when it's time for me to shine, I'm a shine.
Okay. So, when you say shine, you know, do
like
you
drum solos.
Drum solos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So when you're doing your CDs, we could identify you because of your style. Because like other drummers have different styles, okay? And you have your style, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I want to know that. So when I'm listening, I can see if that's Chuck or not, right?
And I'm going to mention that too. I'm going to mention Carl Chambers,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to mention Norman Roberts.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the two drummers who created me to have my style.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Now, which type of music do you really prefer to play?
I rather play fusion
Fusion.
now.
Okay. Now, could you explain that to us?
Fusion is jazz. It's like freestyle. You know, like you rehearse and freestyle, play music, and you get all the vamps and the turnarounds or whatever together, and then you play, and then you come back around again, and that tells you like whatever the guitar player wants to do, whatever the keyboard player wants to do, but you're still locking. But everybody has this time to shine and play off beats. It doesn't have to be a 4/4 time, a 2/4 time, a 3/4 time. You know, yeah. You just
play.
Just kick it out and just
Is that like
lock in with
how
the
they
other
used to
musicians.
say you jamming? Is that something like
It's
that?
almost like jamming, but it's more than jamming. But you creating, just like what Mal Davis says. Like you create and improvise. You know, and that's what I like.
Okay.
You know, so when you're working with professional musicians or like musicians at a high level, it's you play better.
Yeah.
Because you're learning from them.
But when you play in fusion, does that make you kind of want to shine above the others? I mean, do you get carried away with it? And
No, it doesn't make you want to shine above others. It just makes you at another level other than R&B, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or 2/4 or 3/4 time
other
or whatever.
rhythms?
You know, you can do 7/8 time. You know,
Okay.
like you're showing your experience that you
Okay.
can do different timing. You know, other than like 3/4 or 2/4 or 4/4. You can do 7/8. You know, or any other time. You know, you just and just go against the breaks and then come back in and still be on time. Yeah, I mean, you can play a
so
role.
you have to practice that.
You can play a role around in fusion and still come back in. But on R&B or any other kind of music, it says, "Hey, man, that's too much." You know, but on fusion, you can just like lock in with everybody. Everybody's on the same level.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know, isn't it? And we need to. I need to listen to that. Listen to that. Because to me,
you listen to like the Yellow Jackets or Weather Report.
Weather Report.
Or any other fusion band out there, Then you know what I'm talking
I'll
about.
understand.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So that's the kind of music that you prefer playing now.
That's what I rather prefer playing. But my CD is going to be more like a fusion funk, and easy listening, because I'm gonna have that funk in there with my foot, and then I'm gonna have that fusion in there with my top, going around the drums.
Okay.
Just like Cobham does.
Okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be my thing.
Well, we're gonna be waiting for that CD.
It's coming out.
Okay, we're gonna be
it's
waiting
it's
for
gonna
that
come out.
CD.
It's gonna come out next year.
Yeah.
Next year. And who created my style was really when I was with the Delphonics. Wilbert introduced me to Carl Chambers.
Okay. Yes.
And Carl Chambers used to play with Kenny Gamble and the Romeos.
Yes.
I think you were with him too.
Yes. No, we rehearsed with them
you
at
rehearsed with
Loretta's Hi-Hat.
Okay,
we did performances down at, we were all down at
Well, I remember Kenny Gamble and Romeos.
Carl and
Carl Chambers. He's the one
Gamble.
who was showing me different drum techniques. And then I got a hold of Norman Roberts, the Temptation drummer.
Oh.
And he had a nice top, light top. But Carl used to lean over and had that foot.
Yes.
He used to have that foot.
Yes.
And also that bell. I said, I like that bell and I like that light top. So I'm going to create my own style right between the both of them. That's why they call me Heavy Sound. So I created my own style. So now I'm a lock drummer. So I'm an all-around drummer now.
Yes. Okay, let me do this. Winston.
Okay.
Can I get
Let
there?
me first apologize to our guests.
Okay. Just excuse us a minute.
You're going to be blocked out for a
Okay,
second.
all right.
All right?
Okay.
Go ahead, Doris.
Okay. On Tuesday, October 29th at 6 o'clock, we have Winston Gay and his guitar. Winston is a one-man band, and his show consists of smooth jazz and R&B classics. Now, this particular function is sponsored by Raymore and Flanagan and the DHJ Indie Show. So the location is 65 Baltimore Pike in Springfield, PA. So we would like for you to join us for Winston Gay's performance of him and his guitar. Thank you. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
We're back.
We're back. We had to do that. Okay.
So we're back on the air.
We're back on the air. We're ready
And I got
to
a
go.
surprise for you. I brought you a gift when I was over Ghana, Africa. And also,
God.
so that's a souvenir, what you have, and I signed it. So that's yours.
Oh my God, this is magnificent. How long were you over there?
I was over there for 14 days.
Did you enjoy that?
Oh, I loved over Africa. I mean, the people were so nice.
Oh,
And
thank
I thought
you
it
so
I thought it was going to be
much.
like
Thank
jungles
you.
and everything
Thank you.
else.
Yeah.
I was shocked. I mean, it's like nice buildings, and it's almost like Florida. They had nice buildings. The people were nice. The food was very different, but it was delicious.
Really?
Very delicious, and I enjoyed it.
Were you performing over there?
I did perform over there. Yes, I did. Yeah, and
Ghana.
and
I want
matter
to
of fact,
see this.
my barber went with me too.
Barbara Mason?
No, my barber.
Oh, your barber. Oh, okay. Got it.
James Bursong. Yep.
Can
So
you
he
see
was over
this?
there with me too.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay, so he went with you, right, to keep you looking good, right?
Well, that and plus he's a friend.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Well, so you went over there and you stayed for 14 days.
14 days, and we had a ball over there, and then came back here, and then back to work again.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to tell you that I own a company now, so I own two companies.
Okay, tell me what you're doing now.
Other than playing drums, I invest my money into a chimney business company. I have a company in Emmaus, Pennsylvania, and I have a company in Easton, and it's called Basemore Chimney Sweep, and it's 5 stars.
Really?
Yes. I got 56
we
5 stars.
have to talk some more. Okay, all right. All right.
That's what I do too.
So you use
I use my money from playing drums and everything else, and I invest into a business because I knew when I get older, I learn from other people's mistakes. I know a lot of famous people who made a lot of money, and as they get older, they go broke.
Yeah.
They don't use their heads. Some of them do use their heads, and some of them don't. But I invest my money into a business. I never thought I'd be owning a chimney business, but that's what I do too.
Okay. All right. Now, how can we reach you if we need anything? Now, how can we reach you in that business?
And that, what business? I don't come this far.
You don't come to Philadelphia?
I only go 30-mile radius from where, like the Lehigh Valley, Northampton, and Berks County. That's
Okay.
it.
Okay.
Well,
And I do
fortunately, we're internet, so you tell them, somebody's going to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody's going to see that and they're going to wind
That's
up calling
excellent,
me.
though.
Just
That's
like today, I
excellent.
was at the hospital today. They had 9 pictures of me, and they made me sign 9 autographs.
No, at the hospital?
My doctor at the Millenburg Hospital. I couldn't believe it. They had, it says, I want to see you after you do your radiation. I says, okay. Sure. And I go up to the desk there. They had, I saw me with like 9 photos of me on drums, and they made me sign them for like the nurses
But
and
how
everybody.
did you feel about that?
I felt great.
You felt great.
I
right?
felt honored. Yes.
All the things, all the musical gifts you have, and you can share it, and people come and they're glad and proud of you. I know you felt great.
Well, it feels good, and because I've been doing this so long, and I don't think that people will remember you. Just like one guy on Facebook messaged me when I did the Mal Davis thing. He says, "Oh, Chuck Basemore, your family came out of the network," you know.
Okay. Now, let's go into, I did most of this here. And so I just wanted to say, if you wanted to say some shout outs to anyone, but we have Timmy Ingram, who is a drummer.
Oh, that's right, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy's my
Yeah,
boy.
he's right here. He's a drummer.
Hey, Jim,
And
what's
he's right here.
what's going on, my brother?
He's right here. And he's supposed to be on the indie show. I think it's November. I think it's November.
I'm gonna look for it.
October or November. He comes, and he's a bad drummer too. And he comes from a musical
family. That's right.
You know, all of them play instruments and sing.
That's right.
Record.
We go way back.
Yeah, musical family. So hi Tim, and glad you joined in. And he said, Timmy said, almost forgot. What's up, Gil? Sorry, my brother. He was saying hi to you. Okay. Okay. Now we want to go and talk about. I want to give some shout outs, okay? And I want to start by saying thank you to all Facebook family and friends for joining us tonight and for participating. And you're seeing an awesome drummer. He's been around the world. He's played for everyone, and he's still kicking it. He looks good. He's coming out with a CD in the next year or so, and we're going to play his CD on Talents of Philadelphia on Philly Live Radio. So we're anxious to get your CD.
I'll make sure you get a copy.
All right. Okay.
All right.
And anyone out there, if you have a CD and you want to get some airplay, you can go to Philly Live Radio and you can submit your material. And if it's approved, which I'm sure it's going to be approved, then we'll play yours also. Okay? Now, do you want to say one last thing before I say all this I've got to say to end the program?
I'm just honored just to be here and have all my friends on Facebook to check us out and check you out. And thank you for having me.
And thank you for coming. I've heard so much about you, and only by talking to you that I found out that we did some things at some time together, because we know some of. But see, this is the blessing of the show, because although people know you, some of the things you'll talk about, you say, "Oh, I didn't know he did that," or "I was there at that time when he was there." So it connects people together. I have one guy. His name is Ricardo Tucker. Hi, Ricardo. And he's always saying, you know, he's from Philly and he's a musician. I think he plays guitar.
Oh,
and
yes, I know him too.
Yes. And he's always saying how he has worked with
my
everybody.
goodness.
But he said, I didn't know he did that, and I didn't know he did that. So, you know, it's informative.
I remember him
Ricardo
back in the day
Tucker,
too.
yeah.
Yes. There's so many of them out there.
Yes, that's who it is. So
we should have
the
a family reunion.
Well,
Ooh,
we
you
would
got no
try.
room.
We would try.
Not here.
No, we could have it. We could do that when we were
You're
talking
gonna need
about
a football field.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. But okay, I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight, and all the gifts and talents that God has given us. We're going to use those gifts and talents to glorify His name. And the Indie Show provides a platform to showcase and promote your musical gifts and talents. And if you are interested in appearing on the show, please go to my website, which is dhjindieshow.com. Click on Contacts and send in your information. The Indie Show is aired on Facebook Live on Thursday evenings at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are affiliated with Simply Music Incorporated, which is a 501c3, and Philly Live Radio. Our mission is to provide music instruction, introduce, promote, showcase new and old talent, and give opportunities for the inspired artists to keep the music alive. So we want you guys to help us keep the music alive. Okay? Okay. Now, I want to talk about donating to Simply Music Incorporated. That's the 501c3, and we teach music education, basically to kids. We do have some adults, but we teach basically to kids. Okay, and you can do that by going on my website and just press the button and put your information in. Okay?
I will do that.
Okay, yeah, because I'm okay. That's
All
good.
right now.
Good,
All right.
good.
I will
And I hope
do
you
that.
guys do that too. Okay, and then
All right, one down, 2 million more to go.
yeah, effective January 1st, 2020, we're going to be changing the Facebook page from my personal page to the Doris Hall James Indie Show page. So I'll keep you posted on that. Next week, October 3rd, the Indie Show will feature the well-known legend, Denise Montana.
All
Oh
right.
my God! Yes.
Lady got Denise.
You like jazz?
Yes, and Denise Montana, as you all know, is the daughter of the legendary Vince Montana Jr. And Denise is a double platinum recording artist. Okay, we will travel with Denise through our musical journey. Okay,
All right.
okay. So like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. We're on Instagram and Twitter. And now, if you want to listen to some good music, I'm serious, you got to go to Philly Live Radio. Okay, Carla's show comes on Tuesday at 8 o'clock p.m.
Yep.
And he's just showing off. He's killing it. He's showing off. So you got to go and listen to Carla's show. And then on Friday night, or Wednesday night, we have Johnny Walker.
Women Who
And
Jam.
She comes on, and that show is just playing all the tunes by women. I mean, women are just absolutely killing it. Then on Friday we have DJ Boogie and
Yes.
Shirley Lights,
Right.
and of course on Tuesday at 7 o'clock we have Talents of Philadelphia. So go to Philly Live Radio and
Dr.
check
O?
us out. Oh, Dr. O. Oh, he'll kill me if I forget
On
Dr.
Sundays.
On Sunday it's Dr. O. Okay, so go and join in the Philly Live Radio. Okay, I'm Doris Hall James, and thanks for listening. Thanks for joining us tonight, and thank you, Chuck Basemore,
And
for
thank
being
you.
here.
Thank
and
you for having
thank
me.
you for the gift, okay?
Anytime.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Facebook, family, and friends, and everyone who joined in tonight. Come on out October 29th and join us with for the Winston Gay and his guitar concert. And have a good evening. Bye-bye.
And we out.
Listen to the artists of today. Try